You're worried about your sugar levels. At this stage, they're still okay, but only just. Your doctor has diagnosed you with pre-diabetes, since you definitely don't want to be diagnosed with diabetes the next time you visit your physician. You're keen to do all that you can to keep your sugar levels down. So where should you start? Well, you need to stop the bad body chemistry. It begins with low sugar levels. This makes you hungry for nice things, so you reach for something to eat. Quick as a flash, your sugar levels rise. How high they go and how long they stay elevated depends on this, is what a group of Israeli researchers asked. Because that temporary spike is what triggers a lot of health problems, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we discover what determines the size of a sugar spike. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. To answer this very important question, the team enlisted the help of 800 rather average people between the ages of 18 and 70. Some were fat, some were skinny. Quite a few of them had metabolic issues, but none of them had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. For 1 week, each participant was hooked up to a device that was able to continually measure their glucose levels inside their body. No finger pricks needed. Sugar levels were recorded at 5-minute intervals. So there were 288 readings per day and over 1.5 million sugar readings in total. Participants lived life as normal, well, more or less. The only meal that the team controlled was breakfast. The participants could eat what they liked, when they liked, the rest of the time. The only catch, everything had to be documented. Everything, including food intake, exercise, and sleep. Also, at the start of the study, in addition to weighing and measuring everyone in blood samples, the team took a poop sample. Making sense of the sugar level data was hard. The real meal data was all over the place, and the responses to the breakfasts, remember they were controlled, also showed an enormous amount of variability. Everybody responded to the special breakfasts differently. That said, how an individual responded was pretty consistent. The team concluded the sugar spike caused by the food actually had very little to do with the food per se. The team found it depends on the individual. Take a look at what happened to participant 445 and participant 644. Clearly, participant 445 might want to go easy on the bananas, but he or she can happily embrace cookies, whereas participant 644 should stay away from cookies. Of course, You might be like me. I need to stay away from bananas and cookies. Aish. So, what does account for sugar spiking? The team crunched the numbers, looking for clues. Eating a high carb and a carb only meal is more likely to cause a sugar spike, confirming that when it comes to diet, well, the low carb option is better than the high carb. Carbs are not to blame. High carbs were not problematic for everyone. The team identified people who showed virtually no sugar spike at all. They called these people carbohydrate insensitives. If you're watching this video, odds are you're a carb sensitive. The team found 95.1% of people were carb sensitive. People with signs and symptoms of metabolic syndrome were found to be more likely to spike big in the presence of carbs. But it's not just a food thing. Remember the poop sample. The team used this to determine who was who in the gut zoo. They found having more proteobacteria and Enterobacteriaceae species increased the odds of being a sugar spiker. But it was not just who was there that mattered. The team also found what the bacteria in the gut were up to impacted sugar levels. They correlated bacterial gene expression patterns with postprandial glucose levels. This study confirms one man's meat is another man's poison. If you've got signs and symptoms of metabolic syndrome, you want to be candy flossing. That is, cutting the carbs and adding in more protein, fat, and fiber. Visit our website to download your copy of the Willpower Report, which will help you get started candy flossing. That said, knowing which carbs to keep and which to avoid is going to be personal. The only way to figure it out is going to be through a little experimenting. If you have access to a glucose meter, run a few tests on your favorite carbs. If you find they cause a big spike, then cutting them out or cutting down on them would be prudent. It will help you create better body chemistry so you optimize your health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or sign up for one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who has sugar spikes? Share this video with them so they can put together their personal plan of action to address this health issue. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.